respect. I think Cloud9 are going to take this one at 2-1. I do think we'll be going to that third map though, so let's see if they can contest. It's the final matchup of Group A, the pistol round. Cloud9 exit out of the bomb site, get the first kill on jkaem. They got backlines held by Azure and Co. 2 quick kills coming in from him and Gratisfaction. Floppy going to try and focus fire on towards 3 different angles of attack. He will get out of dodge and get to heaven as Liazz gets the trades to 2 versus 2. jks making his way up to the site and actually going to give him the opportunity to slip their way back through connector. Bit of a weird position and awkward placement there. The bomb plant should come through. It'll be retake for 100 Thieves.
Oh, I love this position coming out from Floppy as well. Super aggressive around the connector angle, but the retake has to be on for the 100 Thieves. Liazz, this is going to be a very difficult position to try and check. And look how aggressive both of the T-sided members are, but they know exactly where JT is. And it really just comes down to Liazz if he gets the timing right, but Floppy's going to take him down. 3 kills already for the man. Now, there is a smoke and a kit for jks. Just going to tap it, try and get off it, and try and bait the Ts into trying to re-aggress. JT just trying to knife through the smoke. jks going to be able to take him down, and he's just going to stick the bomb. The reload's coming in for Floppy, trying to connect, but the reload, oh my goodness, the bomb's going to get stuck, and that's going to be a pistol round for 100 Thieves. 13 HP for jks. And for Cloud9, it seemed like the perfect read to go into the B-bomb site.
jks stole it. Sticking the full 5 seconds, of course, baiting in the kill on the first man. The second one just not firing on target, playing off to the side on that defuse, and it works wonders for the CTs. 100 Thieves left on the back foot and a 1v2 clutch for the diffuser. jks can take the credit for that one. And you can see, of course, with that bomb plant, Cloud9 getting quickly in with a rebuy here. AK's out for 2, a Galil in for Sonic, a Scout out for oSee, and JT buying down with a Deagle. And Cloud9 desperately trying to back up against 100 Thieves. They realise that they should have won that pistol, and they're looking a little bit miffed for it as a result. Contact out towards Ramp. jks spots the first face, but doesn't take a kill, doesn't take the death of his own right.
And we haven't seen an over-rotation coming out for the 100 Thieves lineup. There's the early info from jks, got a HE ready for the brown holes present. But for C9, it looks like they're just going to execute to the outside take. Or the inner take, I should say. Gratisfaction, nice angle to the heaven position, but gets taken out from the scout. jks trying to do some work, but he gets taken out. And now it's the retake coming in from 100 Thieves, but they're already locked out of this round. This could be the instant save.
From Arses and an SMG. JT holding out from Popdog, and that'll disallow any opportunities for a backstab, and they've already pushed away from connector. They're going to go ahead and save, as you say here. Dwayne, a good call from 100 Thieves. The economy is a little bit shaky in the early rounds, so hold on to these weapons, the Kevlar, and what little utility they have left, and focus to a 1-to-1. Potentially for a force play in the next round, most likely given the fact that they did take the save. But Cloud9 with a great execution out, in particular from oSee, landing the first scout headshot and following up with the damage from his teammates. Well-placed first for Cloud9 on the response. And I mean, it was a bomb plant bonus for a buy-up and a force buy, so the T's kind of giving the best of chances, I think, in that second round. They'll keep 4 players alive so they can build on the economy basis, and 100 Thieves will have very little in terms of the loss bonus to work with. Grats on $14.50 to go for the force investment. They have to, obviously. It is a double eco status round. Around these scouts being dropped out, it might still be able to get together on the force by indeed 100 Thieves, getting themselves out automatic weapons and snipers across the whole board.
And that's incredible to think that oSee's able to entry out that in a bomb site with the scout, having a fantastic display. But with C9, early smokes coming out to the outer take. 4 players here coming out for 100 Thieves. As a up close and personal with that MP9, he's going to get flashing from Gratisfaction.
So rounds the corner, sees Sonic, but Sonic takes him down. He's the only man known to the CT forces. The incendiary is out immediately. The Molotov we've got up by the smoke. Good kill from jkaem and Liazz, though. A crossfire set from the FAMASes, and they do turn it back to 3 versus 3 as oSee and Floppy start chiming in. So the man favor of Cloud9. The bomb is known now to the CT forces, but oSee shuts down Grats in the backlines, leaving it all to jks. Lone man standing in a 1-on-3 scenario here, Dweg. He'll burst up, take a frag, but that's as far as he'll go. oSee will close it out, and Cloud9 will be 2-1 up.
And for C9, that's a really strong round, being able to sort of decimate the outer take. We saw some good starts coming out from 100 Thieves with the crossfire being set around that T-con area, but for Cloud9, they use that weaponry advantage, they spread out, and they win out some individual duels. 100 Thieves going to be on a very, very light investment. Just a single P250 being upgraded for jkaem. Cloud9 not upgrading any Mac 10s. keeping with the AKs and the Galils. Floppy could be the first man in contact for the T-Con area. The timing could not be worse, but he still survives off the back of it.
Entries coming in from the T side will actually get picked apart by the pistols, but they do respond. motm and oSee, 2 picks between them, but even so, somehow, that eco doing damage to Cloud9. 3 players falling to the third of the T side, and I mean, I'm about as confused as you sounded there on those kills.
That was very impressive from 100 Thieves. To be able to get 3 big kills like that with just a single P250 upgrade, Cloud9 are going to be disappointed with that, because with the scoreline and the result of 3-1, they could have definitely built up their economy further than where it is at the moment. M4s across the board, jkaem dropping over an AWP for Gratisfaction as well. Early utility coming out for the T side to the outer bomb side. Ivy control being established, and this is one of the first times we've actually seen C9 take this control towards Ivy. And Gratisfaction is here holding with the AWP. And presence shown early on. Now, one thing that Cloud9 can have a really good job with is trying to bait out this utility for the CT side, because there's no incendiaries and only 2 more smokes for 100 Thieves.
And the utility is lacking for the CT side, to say the least here. Orb of Grats looking around the corner and take first contact out to that Ivy position. Molotov from JT. Might force one CT out of play as well. As Azza backing out to join Liazz here at the E-box area. Of course, they're ready for a T-Con split. There's also some Brown Halls control coming in for the Cloud9 side as they set themselves up with smokes. Utility to the B-bomb side. Not quite execution just yet. Still playing on the defaults with time ticking away. Finally, Gratisfaction will open things up with a kill on motm, but oSee there, quick to respond with his orb to 4-on-4. They're going to wrap right away back towards Pop Dog. Liazz will get 1 kill and almost gets floppy for the second, but 2 HP to his name. He stays alive in 3-on-3, and the bomb can make his way up to the site.
Oh, this is going to be such a difficult retake again. So what C9 do is actually fake the B-site execution and bring the bomb through T-Con onto oSee. Floppy holding down the Pop Dog area. Very passive stuff coming out from 100 Thieves. They need to get a kill in the next 10 seconds or so. They need to find some sort of opening advantage. Azza could get the opportunity, but Sonic's going to be able to take him down, and it's all down to 2 members left. Floppy is low, but I think they've called it in. I think this is going to be the save call coming out for the boys. And for the boys in blue, this is going to be a 4th round.
Yeah, Cloud9 getting away with holding their control. And forces to be saved from this one. Of course, the economy is extremely tentative from the 100 Thieves side, so to hold these weapons, best call of the moment, I feel like, here for the Aussies. And Cloud9 will maintain dominance above the opponents. 4 rounds in a row for the T's, and a tactical pause coming in for 100 Thieves early on in this one. That's pretty nice stuff coming in from them, and it's kind of what you hoped as well.
Yeah, look, I mean, you look at that last round, and maybe some of the viewers are wondering why we saw the over-rotate to the B-bomb site. A lot of the time, if you're hitting a B-site execution, you like to leave a lurker around Ivy to try and hold on the rotations from the A-bomb side. Now, Grat gets a pick at Ivy, and we see the execution come out of the B-bomb site. So straight away, there's already JKS and jkaem at the B-bomb site, but they rotate that 3rd player over, and then oSee is able to take Grat from top green. So as soon as they open up that single A defender, they're in such a great advantage. They start executing out to the A bomb site, and it's already 100 Thieves gambling the wrong site. And that's one thing that, especially with 100 Thieves, a map of Train that they don't play too often, I can definitely see them over-rotating a little bit too much on this map, trying to catch some of the gambles from C9.
And Cloud9 mostly pistols to deal with here on the CT side. A couple of M4s, of course, from the save round of the last one, but not enough money on the loss bonus to justify full investment. They'll go for a couple upgraded pistols, of course, on utility, but mostly looking to the rifles in the next round. JKS put whatever utility he can out to get out of dodge here in the Heaven area, and down towards the bomb site is where he'll make his domain name. JT takes Pop Dog, but Cloud9 establishing most into the Brown Halls. Looking like this will be a B play here. And there's not really much that the CTs can do to hold it off.
Looks like it's going to be the B-site execution once again. This time not going to be a fake. Molotov smokes coming out. JKS completely blind. Floppy able to take him out. And look at the aggression already starting to come out. Gratisfaction actually does drop the bomb, but only a single kill going the way of 100 Thieves. JT very aggressive behind the red train. And the bomb to get planted for C9. 100 Thieves, best thing they can really do is hold on to this M4 for jkaem, but he actually re-aggresses. They might actually want to try and go for this.
We're on 3, but the M4's taken out of play, so now it's just to Liazz and Azza. Liazz will pick the M4 back up, but probably just going to go ahead and save it at this stage, and one being dropped into unrecoverable territory outside the bomb site, so a 5th will favour Cloud9. Again, not too surprising, with to hold the Kevlar and the M4. Crucial pickups for 100 Thieves going into their max loss bonus buy. $3,400 to enter the bank accounts of Gratisfaction and his merry men. Should see the money line flourish from several players out of this CT side, and Gratisfaction being one of those. One was at 7k for this buy-up, but it will be a buy-up regardless from the CT forces. Let's see what the setup will look like here. We haven't seen an AWP so far, and there it is, coming out immediately from Grats and JKS yet to invest, but probably going to see the M4 and full set of utility coming in.
And the buy-in coming in for 100 Thieves. This is now 5 rounds in a row from C9. And things are starting to definitely go their way. oSee's been very impressive being able to find opening picks with the AWP, but he has to deal with Gratisfaction going into round number 7. Very lot of util coming out for the T side. They're going to try and rush straight into the outer take. They've got motm around the sandwich position, and he gets a fantastic opening. What an advantage to go the way, and I think they would have spotted out Azza as well.
Smoke down towards cross, expecting motm to make his way in. Gratisfaction will find Floppy to the 4 versus 4. The flash in from motm takes out one. Not aware of the player top of green train and back at Ivy. Still gets back turn, but still gets a kill on Connector before he goes down. Gratisfaction spotting more players out the E-box. He desperately needs to get a kill. Liazz will see JT take him down, caught off guard by Sonic though. So it's all left to Grats for a 4k clutch of this AWP. Molotov's coming back towards Stopper, and they should know that he's here to the site. With 1:10, Cloud9 do have the option of rotating to the B site, but they're going to continue to hold presence here. As soon as they spot that AWP, if it takes a player down, the trade, not to be hunted for, but potentially a rotation might be on the cards for the team. He gets up, sees one top of red, but Sonic will get his 2k. 5 HP staying alive, and 6 on the board for Cloud9.
I tell you what, that's just ridiculous from motm to just swing out into the Olaf position so quickly. The flashes are perfect. He takes down jkaem in sandwich. He sees the info of Azza, just decides to push through the 5-6 smoke completely while the flashes are still coming in. And he gets a follow-up 2 kills when Gratisfaction's like right behind him. That was incredible coming out from Cloud9. motm opening up a massive round.
Doing a ton of work, of course, alongside his teammate in Sonic. Both players making magic out of that one. And 100 Thieves down to a bit of an awkward sort of buy here. I'm not sure why Grats has the AWP alongside upgraded pistols. I assume one player had a lot of cash that he just opted to invest into. Deagle's up from JKS, going to do damage for the first. AWP caught at close range, desperately getting the flick slants. Tags Floppy next to face in Gratisfaction. He should have done this in the last round. He's done it right here for a 4-on-2. CT's back towards Connector, a smoke down to get themselves to the site, because now there's an AK in hand. A WP of oSee lands a no-scope, takes him down, but drops into the clutches of Azza, and leaving it all to JT. A 1-on-3 for him, spraying through against Liazz. They know that the rifles have been recovered by the CT forces. Nades up, the damage done, and jkaem gets credited with the kill. And a beautiful eco coming in from 100 Thieves, but it's thanks in most parts to Gratisfaction on the AWP play.
Oh, that was fantastic from Gratisfaction. Was able to do so much work, and even with finding 2 picks, he just denies so much time for C9 of being able to take the site and actually aggress, because one thing we've seen from them before in the inner takes is that they like to re-aggress. They like to put the pressure on the CTs, so they have to fight immediately once that bomb plant is going down. For 100 Thieves, a fantastic round to just completely shut it out. The second round over on that CT side. But you have to think that Cloud9, they've got the opportunity of just winning one right back.
Bit AWP from Gratisfaction here, watching out from Ivy, looking downrange at the edge of the smoke. Hoping to get more kills. He started things off with opening picks in this position. Defensive was a little bit suspect from him at times, however, on the A bomb site, and he'll get to a much more central position on the site itself, just in case. 100 Thieves. Just got 1:10 to the clock before they actually receive the hit from Cloud9. Just smoke's being placed out on the defaults, but no kills going the way of the T's.
And they've at least established some pop dog control, but it looks like for 100 Thieves, double mollies coming into T-Con. They want to try and at least take control and force the T-sided back, follow up smoke, and that's going to be the information from Azza. So he can just stay in Olaf and just hold that position. In Cloud9, they're going to have to use a couple of flashbangs to take back that T-Con control. But for 100 Thieves, they're really running down the clock on the T side.
Yeah, Cloud9 have established some Ivy presence though from motm, but Sonic on the main force gets taken out. If Azza takes a second kill on oSee, that could be round over with how little time there is, but they're patiently waiting for motm to get up to position. oSee checking around the corner, JT strikes, kill coming in from the motm, gets the player at con, and Gratisfaction is not lasting long. Liazz getting himself back to the B-bomb site, saving his weapon, because that was such a well-coordinated effort from Cloud9. motm was just one small element of the overall push. The AWPs and the AKs also chiming in to 4 players on Cloud9.
And that's a poor round from 100 Thieves. Like, we see them trying to take the T-Con control. The double volleys come in, the deep smoke, and Azza gets an opening kill. He stays in Olive, but I don't really know how motm is able to push through Ivy, come and flank through Old Bomb. But like Jay said, it was only a small part of their plan, because oSee was actually able to force the issue with the AWP through T-Con. And for 100 Thieves, they just opened up a massive part of the map. So that's definitely something that's going to be in the back of their mind. Because when motm got that first kill, we didn't even see a reaction coming out from Gratisfaction. I don't even think they knew where motm was.
And this has forced 100 Thieves down to an awkward stance here. A second tactical called by the CT side. On CT side of Train as well, you don't expect to see these kind of halves. And oftentimes we talk about the upset potential for someone like 100 Thieves, and you're looking at the, you know, you're looking at the CT side mostly to get started and go with the momentum from there. But right now, Cloud9 are not allowing any of it. And, you know, take the surprises as you will here and there, because it is Cloud9's pick, but 100 Thieves would have absolutely loved to win this map if they want to try and close this out, because, you know, the more maps they can take under their belt, the better their chances are of getting to a that first place position and potentially making their way into the playoffs.
Yeah, look, it's certainly going to be difficult to, if 100 Thieves are even thinking about 2-0ing this, considering the scoreline that we're seeing at the moment and the presence that C9 are having on the T side. We're seeing a lot of confidence in these opening abilities. Again, a lot of utility coming out for the T side, and motm exactly the same. Going to go straight into the Olaf position. This time, though, it's going to be one out from Gratisfaction. So a difference in the approach from motm and the impact that he has on the round.
Mostly he won't have a whole lot of anything. Just info goes to the AWP back at Ivy, which they could have made sense of. But the Molotov from Sonic tags up Azza and takes him down with the crossfire. jkaem caught off by floppy topper blue, and though Cloud9 will lose their forward man, they'll recover great outside of the connector push. Floppy taking Gratisfaction for a 2K as well, as the site also falls. And that's a 2 versus 4 for 100 Thieves. So carefully planned and coordinated there from Cloud9. And Liazz will get 1 kill back, but I feel like it's still a little bit too far gone with the T's hiding away from their entry positions at Pop and T-Con. The retake might still come in from the CTs, as Liazz does get floppy down. But time is a ticking, and Sonic's playing Overwatch here.
Sonic's in such a difficult position to try and be checked from the CTs, especially this angle where Liazz and JKS are coming through. Now, Liazz has spotted out that position, so he is going to decide to fall back. The spray coming through for both Sonic and JT, as they are able to connect the last final kills. But for C9, I mean, you said it just before, Jay, how coordinated they are. You can just see how drilled they are on this map. It is one of their best maps. It's a map that they play very often. We've seen them play it online with some fantastic results. And on the T side, the coordination is just perfect. They are so drilled on some of these outer takes.
Flashes over, T's set up to the T-Con area for the first phase and contesting the tops of the trains and everything. Not a lot in terms of return from 100 Thieves, just the SMG for jkaem and the upgrade pistols for everybody else, except for Gratz, who's saving for the AWP, I assume. Taps will come through close to oSee, but none of them connecting for 100 Thieves. I mean, it's a bit of a Hail Mary sort of round. The flash completely evaded by oSee. And Gratisfaction, the first man to fall. They does have the information, however, the three Ts that are here. It won't stop motm from just bursting in, taking out Azza. There's no head Kevlar on most of the players as well, so this guy can run wild all over it. Liazz does get one pick, floppy and oSee chime in, and the P250 of JKS could sneak in, take out oSee. Here's him, but the AWP turns right into his path, gets 3 kills, and gets 9 for Cloud9.
I'll tell you what, I've seen on social media a lot of people talking about what Serato has been able to bring in terms of impact in ESL 1 Road to Rio. oSee has been phenomenal for C9. He's been positive in terms of his KD difference in every single best of 3 that Cloud9 have played in so far in the Road to Rio. He has been a phenomenal AWPer in these last few months for C9, and even going into this, he's currently 14-3, having again a very impactful game. There is so much utility. This time it's JT going out fast, but the smoke doesn't land in time in the 5-6 area, and Liazz capitalizes on that. Azza as well, Gratisfaction chiming in, and this is just a complete shutdown. That almost seemed too quick coming out from Cloud9.
Well, as you say, the smoke didn't land in time, therefore the round falls apart for them. All the kills going the way 100 Thieves. Liazz knows that at least one player back towards Ivy. Gratisfaction is ready for it. jkaem, I don't know if he knows that the bomb is around that corner, but either way, he's got that position on the map, so Cloud9 have to challenge him if they want to take some sort of control. Gratz watching from the bomb site. 2 players here to work inland for Cloud9. motm might take first base as the smoke clears, and Gratz gets his pick, flipped back against the next one. Can't quite take the kill. The floppy tag to 40 HP. The dinks coming in from Popdog, and forced back to a much more passive angle with JKS wrapping around for the backstab. And there you go, 3rd on the board for 100 Thieves. And again, it just felt like that one smoke threw the whole round down the toilet.
Well, here's the thing, right, is it's like that 5-6 smoke takes a little bit of time on a quick execution, but what we saw from motm was getting into Olaf, and with the utility, it's very easy for a T side to get into the Olaf position and just try and wait and get into camera. But the thing is for JT, he just swings out through 5-6 and just gets caught off completely before the smoke even blooms. And once 100 Thieves find that opening pick, everything just starts to go their way. 3 rounds on the CT half so far. They need a lot more than this, though, Jay, if they want to at least look to have a respectable scoreline to allow a comeback to come through.
9-6 at the very least is probably the best case scenario for 100 Thieves at this stage, and I'd say must-need scenario here for a CT side. Just to recover that CT side, there's still a lot looming for Cloud9's potential. 100 Thieves just shoulder baiting here from JKS, seeing the first man. I don't know if he saw floppy as well, but they'll put the Molotov down anyway. Stall for time, ensure they don't go for a fast hit outside of ramp. It might be an upper take though. Not nice to do damage towards oSee, so not the best case scenario again for Cloud9. They got the early damage on jkaem, but it has been returned eventually by 100 Thieves. And 60 seconds to the clock. JKS holding back on a very covered off angle. Will take a front to motm and floppy. Win out. There's 2 1v1s, but oSee will turn the situation back to a 2-for-1 trade overall. Still favourable to the CTs, and JT sees Azza takes his firefights. It's all-time stalling tactics from the Aussies, though. They know the rotation could be coming in. Azza will see the Molotov, still wait back, and he'll get taken out by JT as he drops into the site. jkaem looking for the kill back. Will drop the bomb. Look for Sonic next, but Sonic keeps it going to a 2 versus 2. Sees Gratz, I think, at the very edge of connector. Won't take that fight though. Maybe he doesn't see him. At the end of the day, the AWP will be allowed its frag. It's all left to oSee. 12 HP, 20 seconds. 1 player close to the site. That's Liazz. Bomb plant fakes once. He'll try to look for Gratz back here. The flick's not going to land. And Liazz can get the flank in for 100 Thieves.
Good round coming out from 100 Thieves, and it starts off with JKS. The crossfire being set at the B bomb side, Gratisfaction holding the connector angle towards ramp, JKS holding the heaven play, and him finding 2 kills. What that actually does for C9 is it halts the B offensive into an execution, and actually they have to shift their momentum over to Popdog and out to the outer take. But even with Azza, he's not successful in that play, but he gets the info and he allows the rotates to come through. So another round going in the way of the Australians in Cloud9 with a force buy investment coming through. A couple of AKs, some Tech 9s, and a Mac 10 to work with, Jay.
Shoulder back again from JKS will come through with the incendiaries and smokes. He hits all those footsteps but couldn't get his weapon out in time. JT takes his headshot, and Cloud9 have an instant access to the A bomb site. That's what the contact play has its risk of having here from the B bomb site, and yeah, it probably is going to be a safe call from 100 Thieves just because of how much you lose when you lose that one kill. JKS has to do all the damage in the initial part of the round, so if he goes down, they lose site control, and in a 5-on-4, Cloud9 will have all the advantage.
That actually might be the first time we actually see a quick execution through ramp from Cloud9. Sonic does get taken down from Azza, but the problem there with 100 Thieves is a lot of the time they're keeping this 4-man outer stack early in the round and only having JKS at this B bomb side. And the fact of the matter is as soon as JKS goes down, there's no defenders, and there's just no way that they can even think about retaking the site. It's such a difficult site to retake once your anchors go down. And for C9, double digits on the T side of train. This is fantastic. What a result from them.
Well, 10-4 at this stage for Cloud9. They have hit double digits going into this second half, but will 100 Thieves be able to take a fifth at this point? Try and make the best of their CT half, and absolutely have to at this moment. You can see the fast players again out towards the aggression for 100 Thieves. Azza in particular towards E-Box will try and maintain control of both T-Con and Pop. JT, first round to swing on the flashback, makes his way out, not checking jkaem's position, and jkaem's allowed a kill. Azza chimes in on towards Sonic as well, and T-Con presence is taken away. A 5-on-3 situation, favourable to the 100 Thieves side. The bomb looks like it's going to continue in from motm as Floppy takes the 20 HP, and Gratisfaction gets the kill on motm. Azza chimes in as jkaem does go falling, and oSee is left alone to lose this 1 versus 4. So, Flash is over, no face. Second halves, unfortunately, there were some technical issues, and the players wanted to switch servers, so we opted to take the chance in half-time to give them that quick server swap. But as we return, it's 10-5, excuse me, favour to Cloud9. And the T side went really well for them, Dweg, on this CT half. You must expect that Cloud9 should be able to make light work of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, look, I certainly expect that. Cloud9 showed immense productivity, I suppose, in that first half. We saw a lot of tactical depth being displayed from them. Gratisfaction at least trying to sell a bit of an outer take, but the information's going to be found from here of motm and floppy.
Taps from the USPs come in. 1 kill. JKS gets 2 though, and the upper presence is denied. Sonic and JT, last 2 players here coming in. Now just JT standing alone as Sonic gets picked out towards the CT entrance. JT will find 1 headshot, but he's got to find a whole lot more out of this. Checking out the B bomb site, taps up from the back lines. He actually removes his silencer, and that causes him to miss any sort of shots he can land. Gratisfaction will finish off the job with a kill and a pistol to 100 Thieves.
Oh, what an opening coming out from JKS, getting 2 massive kills at the B bomb site. And 100 Thieves, they win out a lot of gunfights with the Glocks, and for Cloud9, they'd completely shut out of the pistol round. So an opportunity for the Australians to really start to claw their way back onto the T side of train. We do see a force buy investment on most of the players, at least for the CT side. oSee on a scout, but still has another $1,000 in the reserve.
Yes, force buy for the most part here from Cloud9 to see what sort of damage he can do with this scout. Yeah, the nice angle on towards T-Con, but couldn't quite get the kill on the man. Forced back to position as the T's set themselves into the site. 100 Thieves. It's backed up by a little bit. The windows being busted open, a response smoke will come out, but I don't think that will stop them making their way out to position. A scout shot missing on the first, and Gratisfaction gets his kill. Deagle's down from Sonic, will tag jkaem to 35 and look for Azza top of the blue train. This will be a 5-on-3 situation as they press into the bomb site, get the bomb plant down, and force Cloud9 to save what little they have.
100 Thieves opening up the outer bomb site incredibly well. And JKS has an opportunity to do some more damage with this MAC-10. HE doing a little bit of damage, but it is going to be the trade coming out for Floppy in the end, so they know exactly where he is. 1 versus 5 for him. Trying to hold on to this armor and MP9 could possibly be the best position for Cloud9. But he is going to get hunted down, no doubt about it. 100 Thieves already pretty much evacuating the A bomb side. And for 100 Thieves, Jay, this is another stellar round from them, only losing a single player at the moment.
Yeah, only 1 casualty, 1 lost weapon. Floppy can't get his hands on said weapon, so it falls out of the hands of Cloud9. That's all just fortunately here for 100 Thieves. And of course, with that force buy, they'll have a full eco to deal with, so the AK can come right back for JKS. The Galils will stay in play for Grats and jkaem, a bonus round for them. they can keep all 5 alive against these pistols, which is semi-likely. It could be seeing a fun time for 100 Thieves. Now, how did Cloud9 play this eco out? They could go for a full stack to a bomb site. So we had to wield the best results in terms of getting any kills and taking rifles out of the hands of 100 Thieves, and they will stack B in the end. 100 Thieves play their defaults here just to ensure that they don't run into a stack, which is a smart play. Yeah, Cloud9 with not much to work with, just these USPs and the SMG. Just play their own right, hold passive on the B bomb site as they mostly prod towards A on the T side.
And what's fantastic there from 100 Thieves is they just walk Ivy, and they're making sure they're playing as a unit, and they're taking control of the outer bomb site extremely quickly. Make sure that that stack, whether it is A or whether it is at B, can't rotate off of information that they've received. Oh, that HE though, that does a chunk of damage.
That could have been placed better if he tried it. They will get one pick on Liazz. The second kill from Floppy to jkaem, but just the one kill gathered in the SMG, so they will keep them relatively limited. I don't think they'll get all the AKs out of here, 100 Thieves. No, Galil has to remain on Gratisfaction. Could probably still upgrade it if he wanted to. And the double orbs immediately out for Cloud9. Obviously, we've talked in great length in previous matches, Dwayne, on how this map can be so double orb proficient. And for Cloud9, they're going to prove exactly why if they get their way. Sonic and oSee with big green guns. Where are they playing to? I believe one's playing out of Connector and one's playing out of Ivy. So just contact towards the A site defaults if they can. And early Brown Horse control for 100 Thieves will establish themselves on the defaults. No early exits, though, but early facing in relatively aggressive positions, especially towards Ivy, where Liazz has gained a mountain of control.
And at least for 100 Thieves, they've been able to bait out a little bit of YouTube. Look at this from JKS. This is hyper aggressive out from the heaven position. And look at the rotates that are already starting to come out for the CTs. JKS, beautiful entries out to the inner bomb site. 2 massive kills, and Sonic was almost about to walk into the crosshairs. But this round's over. There's no way a retake can come through from Cloud9, especially with an AWP on the retake and how much control 100 Thieves have taken. What an opening. And for Cloud9, they cannot let JKS just walk heaven. They can't let that happen again.
I feel like there was just a bit of a blink in the moment there because no one was watching it, and I feel like they were just kind of, you know, for a moment they were both focused on the ramp position rather than, you know, connector focusing upper and main site focusing lower. Usually the setup you see with the AWPs in play, and for this one, Cloud9 will get shut down. The double orbs don't do as much as I hoped it would do, Dweg. And 100 Thieves have come to this game with a game plan. And again, JKS in particular, you have to highlight him for what he did in that one, because those were some pretty difficult kills to hit. Obviously playing Ring of Rosies on the site, catching the player off from the oil train, having to adjust from the cross to the oil train itself. And a very tough spray to hit on a very tight angle from the back of the bomb site into the connector area. So credit to his sprays. Certainly the hero of the round for 100 Thieves. 9 on the board for this T side, looming over the lead of Cloud9. And only 1 orb can be afforded by oSee this time. We're looking at max loss bonus for Cloud9, so they should be able to afford some half buys and full buys for the next round or 2. Meanwhile, the AK is out of standard for 100 Thieves, and if they can continue this momentum, they'll be on track.
The one more round is all it's going to take from 100 Thieves to tie us up at 10 apiece. oSee, very aggressive with the AWP. They might just peek this together, but in fact they're going to slow peek and JKS goes down. oSee going to call for a rotate coming out, but look how quick the T side are to come down from the ramp face. 4 versus 4, and Azza has got the flank around Pop Dog. This just comes down to timing. Azza should be able to win out this fight, and so he does. jkaem as well, taking 1 down. Now Floppy's all alone. His teammate is so much further behind JT in a 1 versus 3. Takes down Liazz, but goes down to 4 HP. jkaem, all it's going to take is a single bullet, and it comes down to timing as well, because they need to recover that bomb. Azza does have a Molotov to work with, but JT, he's got to land some pretty swift headshots here, Jay.
So have to be some godlike peeks in at the right timing to get those headshots, as you say. And with head Kevlar as well on the M4, he fires a little bit too late, not ready for that cross. Does go up his position towards connector, and in the end, the timing on his peek away is just not good enough for the CT side. 3 kills for jkaem, and a ton of damage done by the AWP there towards the ramp position, just unable to come through for Cloud9. 100 Thieves are going to equalize against the CTs, and we will see the tactical pause coming out from Cloud9. A first for them on this map. Had a confident time in the first half, but they've been yet to start here on the second.
They've lost their momentum completely. I mean, they were up 9-1 at one point, Jay. 100 Thieves have really clawed back into this comeback to tie us up at 10 apiece. And for Cloud9, we've seen a couple of opening picks, especially in that last round. We saw oSee fighting the opening man advantage. And a lot of the time when the AWP takes the opening pick, it might, for the T side, you might expect that they halt, they slow it down, rather than just re-aggressing and going back into that AWP. But they rush the ramp room area, take down oSee. And we talked about the coordination for Cloud9 in that first half. What's going on there with JT and Floppy? They're completely split in that 2 versus 3 retake.
Split in terms of the buy-up here for Cloud9 and the SMG for motm. The only automatic weapon they have is pistols out on the half-buy. And again, not too far out of the ordinary considering the investment on the max loss bonus. Sonic taking contact early with a smoke. I think you heard that body blocks. Now 100 Thieves will make their way in aggressive. As is going to have a bit of pressure posted up to him here in T-Con. Got motm around the corner. JC, the timing on the AK actually could lead to some kills for the CT side. The P250 of Sonic gets one of his own, but only that one as Gratis turns on towards him and motm over at T-Con, forcing the player there to fall back. I think that's JT, indeed it is. 3-on-2, it's still winnable for the CT side. The damage has been significant against jkaem and JKS. The deagle here for Floppy doesn't see the man top of the trains. Will look for jkaem in the end. The smokes down towards Pop a little bit late. Taps up. Second challenge on Gratisfaction and actually gets the kill for it. So 22 HP for the man. Unfortunately, the nade will finish off the job for jkaem. Another 3K for the Norwegian. And 100 Thieves. They have a lead above Cloud9.
First time that they've had a lead since the pistol round, Jay. This has been a fantastic recovery coming out for the boys. And for the Australians, it seems like the ball is certainly in their court. We're now seeing 7 rounds in a row for the 100 Thieves lineup. The double AWP presence, it comes out again from Cloud9.
And this lead is significant for 100 Thieves, not just because this is Cloud9's pick, but the last time these two teams faced off against each other, the same 5-man lineups about 5 months ago. And it was a 16-6 victory for the Renegades. You remember that one very vividly, I feel like, Dweg.
Absolutely, mate. Always.
Cloud9 have brought this one very, very far so far, but can they finish off the job that they look to start? 100 Thieves are going to try and make history repeat itself with a second victory, and they'll start things off great here in round 22 with a kill on Sonic to open things up. The T-side players drop into Pop and try to set up for what looks to be the inner take.
At the moment, 100 Thieves, they're just trying to work off some information. If this swing comes out from jkaem, they actually might be able to take down JT. Lining up a few smokes to the outer bomb site. Now, with that smoke coming into T-Con, that might just deny a little bit of time for 100 Thieves because they might think that some aggression has come out, but it's actually the triple stack at the B bomb site for the CTs. This is a complete misread from Cloud9.
And here comes the realization. Smokes down towards Red Cross Connector on the site itself. JT's the lone man to defend it, and he unclicks his spray at the worst possible moment. Liazz allowed a kill and staying alive at 12 HP. The ball makes his way to the site, and Cloud9 are thrown in the towel. No way they are going to get this retake. The AWP and the M4s need to stay in play as 100 Thieves. This will be 7 rounds on the trot for the T's. And Cloud9, what's happened in the turn of the half? Like, it just feels like this team is not playing with the same level of confidence as they were on T side.
I think you pointed out there perfectly, Jay. Confidence has been a big thing. They're losing a lot of opening man advantages in these last few rounds. They are scared to take control. I mean, we saw that deep T-Con smoke coming out and not even any pressure. Yes, JT is playing from Olaf, but there's no re-aggression. There's no re-aggression for information. And for Cloud9, we talk about re-aggression for information. They're running a triple B stack. They have no info on what's going on for 100 Thieves. There's no lurking plays in T-Con. There's no heaven or ramp plays to try and get some Brown Halls presence. And for 100 Thieves, they're running into a completely open bomb site. It's only JT to defend. Now, one thing I'm looking at is when you start lacking in confidence, you've got to look at the inexperience, right? Yes, I suppose you can say these last 6 months or so, we've seen the rise of Cloud9. None of the players on Cloud9 have ever been to a major. And we look at the team of 100 Thieves individually. Between them, they have attended 26 majors between the 5 players. That is the experience line just there in its own. You look at the age difference on everyone as well. On Cloud9, everyone is about 20, 21 years old. You've got Azza, 27, jkaem on 26. You know, these are some veteran players in the CSGO scene.
It's that ability to handle pressure that's giving them the edge here on 100 Thieves. And here on the T side, the least favored of halves for many a great team on Train. And look at the fast play, setting themselves up immediately. They know exactly what they want out of this default here. And Cloud9 have to concede it. They can't take aggressive facing. Floppy is tempted to do so there on the upper position, but he's going to drop down and just fall away on the standard defensive. Expect to defend the bomb site from direct. As JKS holds position back here towards Pop Dog. There are 3 players that might go ahead and challenge him. You can see the utilities being set up. It's just those standard defaults in for 100 Thieves to get information, to try and prod Cloud9 into awkward stances, try to get a pick back for their own right. But Cloud9, they are ready to respond here. They've taken 2 tacticals, and I feel like they're going to try and reinstate their line.
I tell you what, I have a gut feeling that 100 Thieves are going to move over to the B bomb site. We've seen so many outer takes coming out from 100 Thieves. The last time we saw an inner take was when JKS was walking heaven. At the moment, there are 2 defenders here at the B bomb site. Azza just trying to keep JT at bay around the Pop Dog area. But there's no information coming out for Cloud9 at the moment. And look at the execution coming into the B bomb site. It is thick and fast.
That is a lot of utility, and motm is just going to get thrown off by it. Floppy will get 2 picks, but JKS will take him out to a 3-on-3 and start to push up alongside jkaem and look for the CTs making their way onto the rotation. They're going to go for the retake, but Sonic will not last long. oSee with the AWP knows where JKS is and does pick him apart, but jkaem staying silent and deadly potentially as he wraps back in, catches the AWP, but taps his head off his shoulders. All JT now, the defuse kit in tow, but Gratisfaction has an AWP of his own, and he will win unlucky 13 for 100 Thieves. Cloud9, 2 tacticals back to back, and they still can't find a way to break this T side here. Look at the money line. It's spiraled out of control for this side.
This is becoming ridiculous now. Not a single round has been won from Cloud9 on the CT side of their own map pick. The T side from 100 Thieves is just looking so stellar at the moment. The AWP comes back out. This time around, though, Jay, it's not the double AWP presence, but look at the aggression coming out, Ivy. This is a big change-up.
Flash in, Sonic's got 3 players to do with double flash. Sprays absolutely money. Can he connect it all together? 100 Thieves finally crack with the bomb in CT control. Azza trying to recover anything he can, but at this point I think the round's too far gone. You've got backstabs wrapping in from motm, and 2 good flashes combined with 1 good spray looks to take away the round streak from 100 Thieves. Azza looking to do as much damage as he can. JT's ready for it though, shuts it down, and JKS, what can he do from here?
What a change-up coming out from Cloud9. Look, hats off to Sonic, because that was... Oh, sorry, I should say JT. That was a fantastic call coming out from Cloud9. So instead of sort of playing quite passive around the outer bomb site, we actually see the aggression coming out from Ivy. And it looked as if for 100 Thieves, there was a player trying to play anti-flash. But what was going on is they actually wanted to run boost Gratisfaction over with that AWP to find the opening Ivy pick. But Cloud9, that was so unexpected, and 100 Thieves did not see that coming at all.
It was a messy spray, but it worked. It's a big start for Cloud9 at last. Here on the CT side. That was their first CT round, Weg. Not unable to buyouts for the double AWP setup here from Sonic and oSee. They didn't do all that well with this setup last time around. Let's see if they can change it here. So 100 Thieves set themselves up much more passive on the defaults. This allows oSee to get into position with the AWP. Sonic gets the first pick over from Connector. Gratisfaction falling on the initial T-side face. And Liazz hoping to find something against motm in the midst of the smoke, but just blind fire shots, and none of them will be as effective for either side.
And this is an advantage that Cloud9 really need to work with. Getting that aggressive 5-on-4. JT as well, taking down the Pop Dog player of JKS. jkaem needs to try and find the trade kill. This HG is going to certainly do some damage. But 100 Thieves, it really comes down to Cloud9 making mistakes if they want to try and bring this back. There is still a fair bit of utility on the last remaining players for 100 Thieves. Azza trying to make a bit of a play out through T-Con. jkaem does get a molly down to the SL position and doing even more damage. Ooh, I don't think the CTs know that Azza's made his way out. They might eventually, but it's all down to jkaem now. 1 versus 4, and these last 2 rounds from Cloud9 have been very convincing indeed, Jay.
Footsteps heard, jkaem takes 1. 1 versus 4 though, you know, all the mistakes are coming from Cloud9 to face him 1v1v1. Didn't see Sonic above the red train. jkaem is not ready for this challenge. Co-op focused, Sonic will take him down. 4 frags for Sonic on the A side defensive. 2 on the trot for Cloud9 now within 1 of the 100 Thieves lead. There's still money to buy here for the T side, and they'll take a tactical, their 3rd of the game so far. And with a buy in tow, you must imagine they're already ready for the setup, but you know, what else could TC potentially be saying to his boys?
Yeah, look, I think just try and stay in this, honestly. You know, they've been able to stop the momentum from 100 Thieves, at least for a little bit, and get that confidence back. Sonic having a fantastic round in the previous round, getting 4 kills with that AWP at the A bomb site. And for Cloud9, they just need to take back some momentum, and the double AWP presence out in the last round did have that impact. Now, for 100 Thieves, we've seen a lot of slow defaults coming out. I wonder whether we're going to see a quick exit to the outer bomb site.
Seen it a couple times here. The early smokes will come through. The flash is over. It doesn't look like it's execution worthy. That bomb's not in position. Neither is the split in from Popdog. And Grat's just keeping his eyes on the B entrance over from upper. 4 players out from the apartments as well. A little bit of Popdog control coming in, but nothing major out from the T's because there's not a lot of aggression from Cloud9. They've got 2 players cross-fired out towards the B site. M4 first contact, sees the first man, but unable to get a pop-off, so Floppy will fall back to standard defensive. oSee with the AWP, though. He is going to be looking for the first shot and the first kill. As the utility setup comes in, they work with this so well. This was so effective in previous rounds, but only the first couple of smokes down. The flashes will be staggered, and the incendiary from oSee will try to stop them. Azza sees one in the back, gets Floppy for a kill. 2 players are tagged heavily on the T side, tapping their way through. We'll see the nades coming in, but they won't be able to get the kills. Liazz gets Sonic next over from connector. jkaem so far pressed up, and he'll spray to force them away. 5 on 3, bomb plant retake from Cloud9, and they want nothing to do with this.
Oh, and I tell you what, this is going to be a very difficult retake coming in. They know where the AWP of oSee is. Gratisfaction hitting a fantastic shot onto JT, and they've now seen the follow-up player. But this is going to be the save call coming through. Gratisfaction just holding down the line till connector. But this is going to be 14 to 12, and 100 Thieves, they know now. They know that it is not going to be on for the retake. Now, at least for Cloud9, they're holding on to the double AWPs. For 100 Thieves, they're getting closer and closer to that special number 16, Jay.
And what a victory it would be against Cloud9. Again, for 100 Thieves want their chance at making it through. They need to win this game. They need to win this series. And if they start with a victory on train, what would that do to Cloud9 in their confidence and their stance? 14 to 12, we'll see a very awkward economy line coming out from the CT forces. The double AWP, of course, will get brought down by Sonic and oSee. M4's in on the other 3. But the money line, in particular, from this squad is just broken. I must imagine the 4 spy would come in from the next round to try and contest against 100 Thieves to go to overtime overall and have to fight fire with fire. The aggression from Floppy could be good for a good opening pick, but if he's flashed out and taken out by the AWP, who's pixels away from catching him off guard, it will be a start that 100 Thieves need.
Oh, and they've taken down a B anchor, and they know how important that kill is onto Floppy. Now, all they can do for 100 Thieves is try and just bait out a little bit of an execution to the outer bomb site, use a bit of util and regroup at B. Because at the moment, Sonic's going to get information through Ivy. So this is going to give them a lot of information that it could be a B play. Let's see when we start to see the second rotate into the B bomb site. But at the moment, Cloud9, we're finally starting to see the rotate come through, but it's going to be very slow once the execution comes through. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Oh, the stack 3 players here. Utility down, AWP from oSee. First thing, sees several players, takes his first shot, but completely blind, burning alive. 28 HP, 20 HP. motm goes down, JT follows. oSee going to get overwhelmed by 2 players. He will take one with him, but it leaves it all to Sonic in connector for a 1v4 retake. And it's just not going to happen, Dwayne. Not on his wildest dreams will it happen, and he knows it as much as we do. This will be map point for 100 Thieves here to take Cloud9's map pick away from them. Sonic can only get 1 kill against Gratisfaction on the double stack drop. jkaem will find his trade, find his AWP, and again find us on map point for 100 Thieves. Cloud9 will take another tactical because they know how devastating this loss would be in this series.
That's unbelievable. To think that Cloud9 have got such a great read. Sonic gets so much information pushing out through Ivy with the AWP. We see, I think it was JT that was around that Olaf position. He sees no info at T-Con, and they gamble stack the B bomb site, which is a fantastic read. And 100 Thieves running into the stack get beautiful entries. oSee was blind for God knows how long and burning in the flames. Yes, he does find 1 pick, but with the trades coming out, 100 Thieves overwhelm the B anchors. And for Cloud9, I just can't believe they've blown this lead. 9-2 it was at one point. And 100 Thieves, what a comeback we've seen from them. 15-12, it's only going to take 1 more round, Jay.
The Aussie standing on the precipice of glory. And they will return to a bit more of a standard. The flash in from oSee to motm. This worked pretty well last time, but look at Gratisfaction. He's ready for it. No T-side players seen from the CTs, and motm does not want to overextend. You know, fool me once, shame on you sort of scenario, I think, for the Ts. And Cloud9 have read it pretty well. Haven't read that nade from Sonic, though, and he fired away. Now they know that he's here in Pop Dog. He will fall out position, and finally Liazz will take motm down. The Ivy presence has been gained by 100 Thieves, but they back off and look towards the execute. It looks to be a split into A.
At least we do have a stack coming out for Cloud9. jkaem. Now, Sonic wouldn't have known that that Pop Dog presence is there. Flashbang coming in, but Sonic actually wins it out before the flash even pops. oSee as well, taking down Liazz through Ivy, and this might actually force the rotate into the B bomb site. jkaem on top of Pop Dog at the moment. A man disadvantage for the Ts, and 2 players over at the B bomb site. Now, the problem here is, you look at the B defenders, and they've only got a single flashbang for utility. Actually, a flashbang at either bomb site. There is like no util to hold this execution.
They're still going to make their way out here for the T side. That spray from JT gets damaged, but no kills. Floppy still lurking quiet and collected. Could line up 2 players on the spray. Indeed, he gets it. And Gratz will get the trade. 3 points of health. And AWP defend off Sonic and oSee. He's in the clutch to try and end it for 100 Thieves. He'll look to stop her. He'll look past the yellow train. But his passiveness, a bit too aggressive in this case. He's going to fall back even further. Oh, this could be such a sneaky spot from him. But the bomb is planted closed on the train. If they stick this bomb now, then he's got no chance. But he peeks on Sonic, gets taken down for it. And Cloud9 will stay alive on the B site.
Ooh, Gratisfaction. The repositioning was so perfect, but unfortunately not able to connect that flick shot onto the diffuser. Cloud9 playing for OT at this point. And the money line very strong for the 100 Thieves side. Ooh, this is very down to the wire. A beautiful round for Cloud9 to convert, to just keep them in the game. The single AWP coming out for oSee. Actually, no, the double AWP coming out from Sonic and oSee. Let's see if Sonic can have another big round.
Oh, look at the fast players coming in from 100 Thieves. jkaem straight out, pulling out what motm did on his T side. And motm so close to the defensive and everything. The Molotov's out towards the blue train. I think they may have heard that damage. As that takes out motm to start things off, though. JT spraying through the smokes. There's no idea that jkaem's this far pressed up. If he wraps around from hell, he could get an easy pick for his trouble. And Sonic, the AWP in hand, taking contact and taking jkaem out. Looking for even more T-side presence. JT is so far pressed up, and Sonic is looking for more. He gets himself a kill on Gratisfaction. 2 frags to the name of the AWP. And 100 Thieves slow things down for a moment.
Azza just looking for some sort of opening. He does get a pick onto oSee. JT around the corner. Good reconnection coming out from Azza. And jkaem combines as well. Floppy in a 1 versus 3 with so much to do. Spring